Throughout Black History Month in February 2023, the Columbus Cultural Orchestra collaborated with 7 businesses and organizations across Columbus to perform 90-minute sets of innovative string music. At each venue, the orchestra featured 3 different groups of musicians with varying degrees of skill that connected with the audience, playing contemporary and classical hits by Bach, Biggie Smalls, Beyonce, SWV, Justin Timberlake, Usher, and many others. Columbus Cultural Orchestra is dedicated to featuring students from a variety of musical backgrounds and cultural perspectives. Each concert, which gave students the opportunity to tell their personal stories, drew crowds of nearly 200 people. The series introduced students and audiences to classical music while bringing familiar tunes to museums, churches, libraries, restaurants, and other gathering places, all while paying musicians and raising awareness for the need for more musicians of color in traditionally exclusive spaces. In the spring of 2023, Converging Arts Columbus presented The Journey, Civil Rights, a live multidisciplinary performance featuring music, dance, poetry, and spoken word. Created and directed by Destiny Coleman, The Journey, Civil Rights tells the story of the civil rights movement from the 1950s through the 1970s by exploring art from the era, including gospel, jazz, rhythm and blues, poetry, and storytelling. By highlighting the way art changed over the decades, the performance emphasized the interaction between cultural struggles and petitions for social change via artistic expression. Serving more than 1,000 people, the production enabled the audience to recall their personal experiences within past and recent civil rights themes, especially in the face of ongoing challenges to progress made by the movement. To create The Journey Civil Rights, Converging Arts Columbus did extensive historical research and featured performances by local artists and organizations. That list includes the Columbus Cultural Orchestra, Tapestry Performing Arts Company, Milton Ruffin Gospel Chorale, and Columbus Dance Theater. Through community programming and outreach, artists performed free concerts for organizations, including local churches, the King Arts Complex, and held a free student dress rehearsal for students K through 12. The Journey Civil Rights culminated in a performance that featured more than 50 local African-American artists at the Lincoln Theater, offering a powerful performance narrative that expressed hope and portrayed resilience in the continuing call for basic human rights. In January 2023, Opera Project Columbus presented parts 2 and 3 of its 5-part video series titled I Too Sing America. Opera Project Columbus aims to reintroduce opera masterpieces written by Black composers who have been forgotten due to endemic racism both in society and in the opera world. Part 2 features music by Samuel Coleridge Taylor, considered by many to be the Black Gustav Mahler. Part 3 focuses on excerpts from Tom Tom, the first full opera ever written about the slavery experience from Africa to the Harlem Renaissance. Tom Tom was composed by Shirley Graham Du Bois, wife of the 20th century civil rights leader W.E.B. Du Bois. These works have not been performed in more than a century, and the audience response to the videos was so enthusiastic that in 2024, Opera Project Columbus will premiere the full opera of Tom Tom for its first performance in 80 years. This marks an important step in rediscovering significant operatic work from Black artists over the past century and combating the racism that still exists in the world. In March of 2023, the Lincoln Theater celebrated 10 years of supporting emerging artists through its Backstage at the Lincoln concert series. At the 10th anniversary showcase, the theater brought together graduates of the Expand Your Horizon incubation program, with artists performing on the historic stage and showcasing visual work in the lobby. More than 200 Columbus-based artists have performed on the stage as part of that program, and more than 30 graduates were given the autonomy to create the event themselves. The Lincoln Theater staff acted in a support capacity while providing the artists opportunities for networking and discovery and attracting an enthusiastic audience. The event brought together dancers, choreographers, vocalists, instrumentalists, visual artists, singer-songwriters, culinary artists, writers, stage managers, actors, comedians, and spoken word artists. The result was a showcase that celebrated the artist's many accomplishments and dynamic performances from 10 years of the Lincoln's artist-driven and intimate series. The showcase also put a spotlight on this groundbreaking program that enables artists to explore, soar, and shine. From October 2022 through March 2023, the National Veterans Memorial and Museum presented the powerful exhibition, Identity, Exploring Veteran Narratives Through Art and Music. Created in partnership with Creative Vets, a nonprofit that empowers wounded veterans to heal by sharing their stories and experiences through art, the show featured 21 works spanning mediums from painting and sculpture to metalwork and song. Each piece was created by a different veteran and shared a portion of their respective stories. Veterans represented in the exhibition included those working through traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress. These veterans discovered that making art had a positive impact on their healing process. The show was paired with special programs and free art classes for veterans. Guests viewing this impactful exhibition were encouraged to explore how veterans reclaim their past, remember their experiences, and interpret them through art and music, finding healing and connection to the world around them. In early 2023, Short North Stage presented Slave Play, a critically acclaimed and controversial work by Jeremy O. Harris that examines the intersection of race, gender, and sexuality in modern America. Short North Stage's production of the play was the first outside of New York and ran for 4 weeks. Given the sensitive nature of the work, the company partnered with the Ohio Rest Collective for a series of engagement activities, including talk-back sessions and opportunities to hold a safe space for audience and cast members. Director Nikisha Daniel and the cast of 8 received high praise for the production. Slave Play goes to the heart of Short North Stage's mission to present bold, challenging theater. While Slave Play is not an easy work to view, the performances received critical praise and were well attended. Most importantly, the Short North Stage used its platform to foster community-wide conversation about race and gender and approach uncomfortable but important topics that affect us all.